Hello everybody, I hope you all are doing great. Today, I will be listing my top 10 favorite isekai anime. Number 10. Gate. A gate appears in Tokyo's Ginza district sometime in the 21st century. From the gate pours out monsters, knights from Middle-Age Europe, and other fantasy-like beings, and they kill many of the citizens of Tokyo. This event is known as the Ginza Incident. The government sends a small group of soldiers from the Japanese self-defense forces to the alternate world beyond the gate. Led by otaku soldier Yoji, they find that the villages in the world are being attacked by a dragon. An elf girl who is a survivor from the dragon's rampage joins the group in their travels across the dangerous new world. Number 9. How not to summon a demon lord. Since we're already talking about demons and devils, we might as well throw this show into the mix. The setup is as basic as you can get in isekai. Dude is the very best in a game and is now transported into that game where fanservice and harems await. However, the show itself feels oddly fresh. Firstly, the end goal of the show is to literally disband a spell that one girl messed up that made them the demon lord's slave. Secondly, there's a linear plot instead of the usual monster of the week format. It's not winning any literary prizes. But the show is honestly really fun, and the MC is interesting enough to never truly drop your interest. Number 8. No Game No Life. No Game No Life is notorious in the community for giving us one of the best seasons ever, and then promptly disappearing from the face of the earth. The concept is pretty simple. Two genius siblings get transported into a fantasy world where everything is settled through games. This might sound boring, but keep in mind the siblings are literal geniuses. The world is fantastical and the other characters have played games for profit their entire life. Number 7. Arifurata. From commonplace to world's strongest. As the title might suggest, this is a zero-to-hero story. It all starts when our protagonist Hajime and his class are transported into a fantasy world with the mission of saving the world. Everyone gets really strong combat powers except our boy Hajime, who ends up with a niche transmutation power. His class quickly screws him over and he's left in a labyrinth to fight for himself. He uses his wits to make that niche power of his even more powerful, and to eventually become the strongest in the world. The show falls under guilty pleasure as it might not have the best writing ever, but man is it entertaining. Number 6. Sword Art Online. In the year 2022, Kirito, the main protagonist, a solo player who had the luck of the draw to play the beta version, and the many other players of Sword Art Online, SAO, are trapped inside of a game, unable to log out. The only way to live is to win. Death in-game means death in the real world. Tampering with or prolonged power outages to the nerve gear, the gear that simulates in-game character control by redirecting brain signals, also means death. To win means to defeat the final boss on the top floor. Out of the original 10,000 players at the start, 2 years later, over 6,000 remain with 26 floors left to clear. Number 5. The Rising of the Shield Hero. The Rising of the Shield Hero follows Naofumi Iwatani, a 20-year-old university student who was whisked away to a fantasy game-like realm of monsters and magic after discovering a book about 4 heroes. Iwatani is chosen as one of these 4 and given the mantle of the Shield Hero. The other 3 were also young males summoned from worlds similar to Iwatani's, but it was he who got the short end of the stick. The least charismatic of the bunch, only one woman joined his party, and that person soon betrayed him and falsely accused him of rape. Now the cynical Iwatani must somehow survive in a new and dangerous world that despises him. Number 4. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Lonely 37-year-old Mikami Satoru is stuck in a dead-end job, unhappy with his mundane life, but after dying at the hands of a robber, he awakens to a fresh start in a fantasy realm, as a slime monster. As he acclimates to his goopy new existence, his exploits with the other monsters set off a chain of events that will change his new world forever. Corporate worker Mikami Satoru is stabbed by a random killer, and is reborn to an alternate world. But he turns out to be reborn a slime. Thrown into this new world with the name Rimuru, he begins his quest to create a world that's welcoming to all races. Number 3. Jobless Reincarnation. An unemployed, mostly shut-in otaku, after being kicked out of his house by his enraged family, dies saving some teens from a car accident. Dotten wakes up being, literally, reborn in an alternate land as the magically talented son of a mage and a knight. With all of his memories of his past 30 years intact, Rudy Greyer decides that this time he's going to live life right, get the girl, and do things to be proud of. Who cares if he's only 3 years old when he begins? This time around, life is for living. Number 2. Overlord. In the year 2138, virtual reality gaming is booming. Yggdrasil, a popular online game, is quietly shut down one day. However, one player named Momonga decides to not log out. Momonga is then transformed into the image of a skeleton as the most powerful wizard. The world continues to change, with non-player characters NPCs beginning to feel emotion. Having no parents, friends, or place in society, this ordinary young man Momonga then strives to take over the new world the game has become. Number 1. ReZero. Suddenly, high school student Subaru Natsuki has been summoned to another world on the way back from the convenience store. With the biggest crisis of his life being summoned to another world, and with no sign of the one who summoned him, things become even worse when he is attacked. But when he is saved by a mysterious, silver-haired girl with a fairy cat, Subaru cooperates with her to return the favor. When they finally manage to get a clue, Subaru and the girl are attacked and killed by someone. Subaru then awakens in the place he was summoned and notices he gained the ability, returns by death. So that's it for today, hope you all have a nice day, thank you.